More clouds than sun earlier. Now there's more sun than clouds out there. But today was more of a story of the temperatures. We really pumped them up nicely late yesterday, got into around 70 degrees far away from the water. But today, with a northeast wind replacing a southwest wind, that really cooled things down for everybody across the board here. Now, if you're along the shoreline, you don't notice a huge difference because you're getting that sea breeze anyway. Let's take a look and quickly here. We're still in the low 60s for much of the ocean state. A little bit cooler for parts of Massachusetts, and that's because you guys are bearing the brunt of that eastward-facing section of water here, and those winds, again, coming right off it. I want to take a second look at the buoys here. Block Island buoy just east of it there, 48 degrees, 49 right off of Boston Harbor, 48 a little bit further out there. It is 50 in the Cape Sound, or the Cape Harbor, excuse me, and the Nantucket Sound is at 51 degrees. So that may seem chilly, and yes, it absolutely is, and that's dangerous for any kind of swimming, and we're going to start talking about safe water habits, safe beach and boating habits, including the risk of the cold water here as we approach Memorial Day. But if you look at our ocean temperature anomalies, right along the shoreline here is showing up in that yellow to even orangish color. That would indicate that our temperatures are actually a few degrees above average at this point. So interesting to look at that there. And by the way, you can actually tell that what looks to be the Gulf Stream right here is in a blue, and that might be running a few degrees opposite below average. But I want to widen it out now. We're not only approaching Memorial Day, we're approaching the start of hurricane season. Already had one of the earliest invests out in the Atlantic on record, and you may attribute that to the fact that we've got extremely above average temperatures already in this area right here, and that could become problematic as we head into hurricane season. The other thing that could be problematic is looking at this stretch of water here just to the west of the South American continent. You're seeing below average temperatures in that little area right there. That alley usually would signal or indicate that we could be going into a La Nina pattern, and that is not good for hurricane season either. So this, as of right now, early returns are suggesting we could be in for a very active hurricane season. Now, the reason, again, so cool here at home today, northeast wind, is because we have high pressure just offshore, ushering that onshore flow in. That could save our weekend, though, at least the second half of it, as a slow-moving cold front, I mean slow-moving, is beginning to approach. This is the same front that was responsible for those tornadoes that John talked about before the weather. And it has been an incredibly active tornado season, especially the end of April, really exceeding some numbers that were even at the most bullish forecasted potential for tornadoes. So hopefully things will quiet down a little bit there in May. We will see partly cloudy skies tonight, temperatures down into the 40s. Tomorrow, very similar to today, a blend of sun and clouds with temperatures just, again, barely grazing into the 60s inland and in the 50s and cooler along the shoreline. Could be some patchy fog tomorrow night. Cloudy skies as we head into Sunday. And here comes the rain, very spotty during the morning, but as we head into the afternoon, better chance for some wet weather for Cinco de Mayo, and it will be much chillier as well. 56 there, but we are back into the 70s Monday and Tuesday. Maybe some rain lingering into Monday morning, but the afternoon should be brighter. Tuesday's a pretty nice day, and then more showers, John. You know, the old adage is let me down here. April showers, May showers.
Yeah, what do they bring?
Yeah, well, we
headaches.
Yes,
and fussiness is what they bring.
But, you know, at the end of the day, we actually did have a very dry April, especially the second half of April. I showed you that stat the other day, that the last 10 days of April had less than 1/10 of an inch of rain here across the area. So maybe, you know, just a little bit of comeuppance for that. But, again, we don't need the rain in any stretch because of how wet it was to start the year.
No, and Sunday, correct me if I'm wrong, looks like a dud. In the 50s, rain across for most of the daytime hours.
Listen, if you want to go for a run, I know upper 50s, it's pretty good running weather, so I would say if you want to go for a run, Sunday morning you should be okay. Maybe a sprinkle out there, but as far as the steady stuff, Sunday afternoon, and listen, we all want to get out there.
Everybody has plans on,
Cinco de Mayo, but hey, we got the Kentucky Derby coming up tomorrow, and if you're going out and about for that, weather at least looks okay there.
Looking good.